Hello, my name is Ian Wallace. I'm the manager of audiovisual co-production and international at the Department of Canadian Heritage, Canada's Culture Ministry. It's my pleasure to be a part of this important exchange today. I want to start by extending my thanks to the Korea Communications Commission and the Korea Information Society Development Institute for their organization of another informative and dynamic edition of the International Broadcasting Co-Production Conference. A warm greeting as well to many participants in this year's IBCC. Canada is deeply appreciative of the privilege of being Country of Honor in 2021 and for the resulting opportunity to speak to you about Canada's efforts to deepen its partnerships internationally. Canada's creative industries are a strong and innovative part of our economy. Reaching beyond our borders for export and partnership opportunities has long been a fundamental part of that success. This has never been more true. An increasingly interconnected global market has brought disruption that has created new opportunities and made targeting international audiences all the more essential. In 2018, Canada took an important step to positioning its creative industries for long-term success by launching the Creative Export Strategy, investing $125 million to help Canadian creators maximize their export potential and stand out in the global market. This effort includes the coordination of large-scale trade missions, which aim to open new markets for Canadian creative businesses, enhance government-to-government relations, and promote Canada as an important creative industries investment partner. In the audiovisual sector, Canada has reaped the benefits of international partnerships for decades, and co-production stands as a key complementary tool to our government's broader push to expand Canada's cultural trade footprint. With agreements in place with 59 partners, a number matched only by France, Canada is a clear leader and a sought-after partner in this area. As Susan King from Telefilm Canada will speak to shortly, partnering with Canada offers a wide range of benefits, from experienced personnel to varied locations, from competitive incentives to a foothold in the North American market. The pace of change in the audiovisual sector grows quicker all the time, however, requiring new approaches and a greater agility, not only on the part of producers, but in the public policy framework that supports their efforts. Canada's policy on audiovisual treaty co-production looks to ensure our continued success in this sphere, and that of our partners, by negotiating a series of modernized co-production treaties that reflect the changing environment and can adapt to its future evolution. In practical terms, that has seen Canada conclude 9 new modernized treaties, including 8 since 2016. Those treaties have brought a number of advantages, including format and platform agnostic agreements that encompass emerging forms of production and distribution, lower minimum financial contribution requirements that allow for more projects to be made, and open doors for emerging producers, and greater flexibility around the use of personnel from its non-signatory countries. Canada currently has 10 active negotiations, prioritized based on selection criteria that focus our efforts on priority markets for Canadian producers that offer strong market opportunities and domestic infrastructure and incentives. While Canada has a particularly strong presence in Europe, holding treaties with the vast majority of EU members, and sits as the only non-European member of the Council of Europe's co-production fund, IRIMAGE, the global spread of our co-production agreements is evident and expanding. That includes 8 agreements with Asian partners and a strong emphasis on the region in our modernization strategy, with negotiations ongoing or concluded with the Republic of Korea, China, Singapore, and India. We're proud of our successes in co-production, which span a range of genres and production formats, including virtual reality, thanks to the expanded scope of our modernized treaties. Canadian co-productions include major international commercial success stories, as well as critically acclaimed projects bestowed with the highest honors, including multiple Academy Award nominations. Before I turn the presentation over to Susan King, I want to focus on the importance that Canada places on its cultural trade relationship with the Republic of Korea. Canada and Korea have long enjoyed strong trade relations, bolstered by the Canada-Korea Free Trade Agreement concluded in 2014. In the last 10 years, growth in creative industries trade in particular has been pronounced, with audiovisual activity, including interactive media, leading the way. This, combined with Canada's admiration of Korean audiovisual content and the systems which support it, prompted then Minister of Canadian Heritage, Melanie Joly, to extend an invitation to negotiate a modernized co-production treaty to the Republic of Korea in 2017 and to visit Korea shortly thereafter. The Republic of Korea represented an obvious choice for Canada in its treaty modernization efforts. The existing co-production MOU between our countries has spawned a number of successful partnerships. 25 years after its signing, however, we feel that there's a great value in reinvigorating working relationships that lead to co-production and creating a more comprehensive and advantageous framework for those collaborations. We've greatly appreciated the collaboration of our Korean negotiating partners as we continue to progress towards a new agreement that will bring benefits to both countries' audiovisual industries. We see these ongoing efforts as an important step to build partnerships among a wide range of Korean and Canadian producers and enrich those between our institutions. In deepening our ties to Korea and Canada's other co-production partners, we feel ready to embrace the change occurring in the industry and excited to seize the opportunities presented by co-production's future together. Thank you and best wishes for a fruitful conference. I'll now turn it over to Susan King from Telefilm Canada.
Good day. I'm Susan King from the Co-Production Office at Telefilm Canada. Telefilm is the federal agency responsible for reviewing Canada's co-production projects to ensure compliance with international agreements. The Canadian industry is well developed in both animation and live action, with producers from across the country interested in making co-productions. The Canadian government has signed international agreements with many partner countries, including Korea. The number of treaties in place, the size and diversity of the country, and the interest in collaborating with international partners all help make Canada a partner of choice. Each country will have its own financing mechanisms, some automatic and some selective. On this page are some examples of typical contributors to the Canadian side of a television project's financial structure. The same financing possibilities are available to all Canadian projects and also available to co-productions. The Canada Media Fund has a variety of programs which provide television funding from development through to production. Tax credits are also available to co-productions. The Federal Tax Credit Program contributes based on eligible Canadian expenditures. There are also provincial agencies across the country which have various programs and incentives available to local producers in their part of the country. Broadcasters and distributors also play a significant role in financing. Larger broadcast licenses or distribution advances may be accessible to co-productions. Co-productions are often budgeted higher than national projects and may start off with a larger audience than a project made in only one country. Co-productions also provide desirable content for national programming slots. Private funds and private investors may also be interested in contributing to a co-production. Investment sourced from outside of Korea and Canada, from any country, is a welcome and flexible source of financing for co-productions, often in the form of distribution advances or broadcast licenses. This third country financing may contribute to either or both sides of a financial structure. High-caliber projects with a wide audience that can attract foreign financing is a desirable outcome of the treaties which contribute to the development and success of the audiovisual industry in both co-producing countries. Here are some of the initiatives from Telefilm which may be useful in finding a Canadian partner. Telefilm participates at various international events, and the Rendezvous Canada website offers a great deal of information on co-production and finding a partner. There are also online directories, seen here, which may be a good starting point in looking for a partner. In terms of accessibility, it might be useful to note here that to co-produce there is no minimum threshold of experience required from a producer. While selective financing programs may have minimum requirements, from a co-production perspective, a producer's first significant project could be an official co-production. While What is very important is that you follow the terms of the MOU and select a partner who can meet the needs of your project on a technical and financial level, but also that you take a collaborative and long-term approach to the relationship between the co-producers. Many producers find the advantages of co-producing under a treaty or MOU outweigh any additional administrative burden involved with the certification process. I'll discuss that further shortly. So, select a partner with whom you have a good relationship and plan to work together long term. So, what is an official co-production and how is it recognized? When I speak about co-productions here, I am referring to projects recognized by the governments of each country. Official co-productions. A co-production is a project made in accordance with the term of an existing treaty or memorandum of understanding, MOU for short. A co-production involves a producer from each co-producing country. For a project to be recognized under the MOU between Korea and Canada, the producers would proportionately share the responsibility for the financing and the production of a television project. On co-productions, producers share the risks and the rewards. Another benefit of being recognized as a co-production is national status in both co-producing countries. This means access to funding available to national productions. In addition to greater access to funding, collaborating with a producer in another country expands the pool of creators and technicians who can contribute to the making of and success of a project. A few words now on the process. To obtain recognition as an official co-production, an application must be made by each country's producer to their administrative authority. This should happen at much the same time and at least 30 days prior to principal photography for live action or one-off projects, or at the time of the creation of the video master for the first episode of an animated television series. The producers are responsible for following the terms of the MOU and any guidelines relevant to the administration in each country. It's important that information such as the official names of the co-production companies, the overall budget, the exchange rate, and the financial and creative contributions from each co-producer submitted to the administrative authorities are the same. Any elements from outside of Korea and Canada need to be allowable under the terms of the MOU. For example, the use of performers who are not Korean or Canadian is possible, provided that they are considered necessary to the project's success. And there may be certain courtesy credits for non-treaty country contributors involved in financing, rights acquisition, or consulting, so long as those parties do not have supervisory or decision-making roles. Detailed information on the Canadian process is available on the Telefilm website. Telefilm and its partner agency in Korea will exchange email communications prior to issuing a recommendation. The golden rule here is right at the bottom of the slide. Ensure the applications in Korea and Canada match. Now let's review some of the details of the Korea-Canada agreement and take a quick look at some of the projects made so far. The Korea-Canada Co-Production Agreement, or Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, was signed in 1995, and it covers projects that may be exploited on television. The projects can be series or one-off projects, either live action or animation, or a combination of the two. The subject matter is up to the producers. We won't take a position on the subject. Each co-producer must contribute at least 30% of the financing for the project, unless there is a third partner country involved, in which case the minimum contribution is 20%. To involve a third partner country, there would need to be an existing co-production agreement between either Canada or Korea and that other country. The text of the Korea-Canada MOU is available on the Telefilm website at the address that you see here. So the treaty was signed in 1995, and interestingly, there was an active period of co-production between Korea and Canada from 2000 to 2011, with 11 projects being certified. These were all animation projects, mostly series, but also included a one-off special. 4 of the projects were done in collaboration with a third partner country, with Germany and Singapore added as additional partners on 4 of the projects, and 7 were bipartite projects involving Korea and Canada only. We saw amongst these projects that were done a balance of minority and majority participation between the two countries, with 4 majority Korea projects and 3 majority Canada projects. I'll note here that the review of the projects for treaty compliance is the same at Telefilm for minority and majority projects. The overall value of the 11 co-productions made to date was 53 million Canadian dollars, with Korean financing accounting for the greatest share at 47%. And you can see here that Canada contributed 40% and 13% came from the collaboration with the additional partner countries from Germany and Singapore. These are just some posters from some of the projects made under the MOU during that 11-year period of activity, mostly animated series, as we mentioned earlier. There's one Christmas special, that was the one-off. It's noteworthy that the successful collaborations have used the animation resources in our two countries to great advantage. The market value of animation projects is generally longer, so some of these projects may still be seen and sold around the world. Animation also provides for interesting opportunities for merchandising and ancillary products which often stem from popular animated series, especially when more than one cycle is made, such as the project Imagination, as we see here, which had 2 seasons. Finally, here is a look at our team dedicated to processing all of Canada's co-production applications. We are based in Montreal, but serve the whole country. There is a main contact identified here and on our website, and we are always pleased to respond to questions. Usually from Canadian producers, but also from foreign producers who don't yet have a partner, but want to better understand Canada's co-production requirements. So, on behalf of myself and my colleagues at Telefilm Canada, I hope that you find interesting opportunities in the world of international co-production with Canada, and I wish you much success. Thank you for attending the presentation and enjoy the rest of the conference.